Alright, so we bought this truck not that long ago. It's a 1988 International 9300 Eagle. It's got a Cat 3406B in it. Me and Tyler took it and picked it up. It was a non-running truck when we bought it. We threw some batteries in it, got her to fire on up. She runs decent, not the best. We did notice that the oil is a little bit milky in it from pulling out the dipstick, so we don't really want to run it. It's got a little bit of milkiness to it, so we're gonna get the oil changed out so we can take it for a ride. We did fix a couple air leaks that we did find on the truck. Again, it's just an old truck. We're gonna fix it up, make it all nice. The rear brakes on her, especially on the, what is it again? The brake chambers for the parking brake.
Yeah, this side's cut.
It's cut down there. Somebody cut it because they didn't know how to cage the brakes properly. Don't know if you can see it or not. It's kind of in a hard spot. And
that side is actually
that
caged.
side still is just regular cage, but since we're changing out the one, we're just going to change them both out. Get them both new on the truck. Because they're all eventually going to go new anyways, because we're going to fix the truck up, make it all nice. Yeah, so
Hopefully we can drive this thing for the very first time today, which will be cool, because we've had it for over, probably 8 months now.
and it's just
Haven't
been,
gotten there. But,
she's
gonna
just
fix
been
up
sitting.
the tires and whatnot.
Gonna have to get some air in the tires. This one is currently flat. Debeat it. We'll have to ether shot it. Same with this one. Front one's a little low on this side. Inside is just an old International truck. Nothing's real fancy or special yet. We do plan on making it look a little bit nicer.
That's not true. We do have our fancy special key.
Oh yes, our special key that we had to jerry rig because the owner lost the key. So we jammed another International key in there, managed to get it to turn, and now we just unplugged the switch to turn it on and off.
Whatever you do, do not turn this key.
Yeah, no turning the key.
It's actually a backhoe key.
It is very dirty in here, as you guys can see.
It smells exactly what it looks
It
like.
smells just like it looks like it's been mice living in it for a while. We will get it all cleaned up. Sealing's falling down a little bit. It does have an old CB in her. Does not work. I mean, you even got some nice wasp nests that were in here. Again, she is going to get all cleaned up, all fixed up. It'll be a slow process, but she will be going. It does have a 15-speed transmission in it. And it's got a weird 15-speed because the shift pattern is a little bit strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You gotta show them the lizard sticker over here. This is my personal favorite of the whole truck. It came with it, no extra charge.
Oh, the lizard. Yep. No lot lizard. Lizard might not like that sticker. I mean, she's not allowed in the truck.
That's fine. For future tips and tricks, don't touch this $7,000 pump with a hammer, pry bar, a screwdriver, or a pair of vice grips. All things we did after the, before the fact of learning about it. So, but it works, so that's all that matters.
I mean, it does work. She does have a little leak. We gotta tighten up a couple of the fittings from where we loosened them up. There's a couple of them loose. We'll get them all tightened up and stop the fuel leak. Other than that, it is a relatively clean truck. I mean, she does need a little bit of repairs here and there. These stacks are gonna go eventually and get some real stacks on it. We don't want those. Can't have them. New bumper will be coming eventually. It's all gonna get turned into a show/work truck. It will actually get used for work, but it will also be a showstopper, is what the hopes is on it. The oil change is nice and fun on these trucks because they do take a lot of oil. I do believe it's roughly about 10 gallons of oil this Cat 3406 takes. Drain plug is down there, and obviously an inaccessible spot, like always. And we gotta get some dirt cleaned out, and we'll see what the milkiness of it looks like. Let us get this broke free. Alright, you guys, as you can see, there's a nice little 1/2 inch socket hole in here. That's filled up with a nice whole lot of dirt. So So we'll go ahead and get the screwdriver in there, clean her out. You could just get a large socket and put around it, but I'm lazy and I don't want to search through sockets and find it if I can just bust it free with just a ratchet, not a socket. Let me see that ratchet. Let's see if we can get her broke free. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, I see that. I'm honking the truck over there. Oh, she's still tight.
Can I introduce you in a mallet for your oil change?
I don't think I need it yet. Wow, this plug is tight. I don't think this plug would be that tight. Alright, I gotta get in a better position here and get this pan right.
In the way.
Of course, everything's always in the way. If it's not in the way, you're not doing it right. Let's go ahead and see how nice and milky this oil's gonna be. Wow, that plug is tight. Oh, it's actually, yeah, there's a little coolant in there.
Yeah,
There's definitely a little green in there from some coolant. So, which we kind of figured. We figured the head's probably bad on this truck. Still running and driving, but it is building coolant pressure. And she does burn through a little bit of coolant. We've found where the coolant is going, but overall it doesn't look too shabby. Doesn't look all that bad.
Apparently this thing thinks it's a 6 liter, so perfect.
She's slowing down now, so at least you have enough capacity in this pan to get all the oil out, which is good. Tyler's gonna go ahead and get back here and get these oil cans busted off if he can. He's gonna go ahead and try to get them free. I guess he's gonna start with the one that's half decent.
Nope, let's start with the TikTok.
I'm gonna start with the TikTok.
She got it. I'll never get that socket back. That's gone.
Actually came off. That's not your socket anymore. Would you like the ratchet?
No, I need the mallet.
Mallet? I don't know where you... Oh, there's the mallet. He's still draining down there. Good. All right. Here's you a mallet. Nice green, shiny mallet. Alright. Alright, you guys. Me and Tyler got the brake cams off. As you can see, they are no longer there. Both of them are removed. Looks like all the oil is drained out of this pig. Again, we still haven't addressed the flat tires. We'll get those after we're all set and done with the oil change and getting the brake cams up, because once the brake cams are back on, we can then pull the truck up the rest of the way up to the garage, and where we can get the air hose out and get some air in those back tires and in this front one. Oil's all finished draining. It's just down there dripping off a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty much done. Pour a light out of there before we forget about that. I mean, oil doesn't look too terrible. Did definitely have a little bit of coolant in it, but again, this truck did sit for 10 years when we bought it. I mean, it sat around for about 10 years at the time of us buying it, so it's been sitting for a little bit, and we didn't know any history of it. The guy that we bought it off of inherited it with a company that he bought, so he didn't know anything about it. So we've just been picking away at it, trying to get it running. Eventually we will be rebuilding the motor in this, because we want it just all freshened up, everything all nice and new. But for the most part, gotta get the plug in, gotta get the new cans all set. That way they can go back down in there. Tyler's inside the garage, and he's working on them.
Well, I figured before the end of the decade.
Alright, you guys, Tyler's in here. He's getting the new brake cans already, the air brake canisters. He's getting the rods cut down on them, because on the new ones they come with a nice extra long rod. That way you can cut it to size it fit. You gotta cut it down, that way it'll fit for your brake adjustment. In brake location, you also gotta take it and get all the fittings on her.
Oh, water coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of water coming out of those old ones. Again, this truck has been sitting for a while, so we're gonna wind up going through everything eventually, slowly but surely. But like I said, these brake cams haven't been used for a while. But Tyler's gonna get all the fittings switched over into the new ones, get the rods cut down on both of them, and then they'll get thrown back onto the truck and we'll adjust the brakes on up. Alright, you guys, it is the next day here. We did get the brake cams finished on the 9300 Eagle here. They are both on the truck. The rods are cut down the sides, they're all bolted on. They're hooked up to the brake adjusters. We already adjusted the slack adjuster, both of them are on. Keep in mind when you replace them, you do have a standard service brake, which is your standard actual stopping brakes, and you do have a line for your spring brake actuator to turn the e-brake on and off. We did take the truck for a little ride, as you can see, got a little mud on it. It was a short ride just down the farm road. We didn't get any video of it, unfortunately, because the truck decided it was going to try to start overheating. We originally thought, well, maybe it was because the fan clutch on the truck is leaking. So we figured maybe it was the fan clutch on it. Just the fan not engaging, causing it to overheat. So we bolted the fan clutch down to where it stopped it and would just turn manually. No more air needed for it. Here, I'll show you guys what that looks like real quick. Let me set you guys down for a minute. Let you look at the truck. Is it gonna stay? Quit trying to fall. Let me get the hood open. Alright, like I said, we thought originally it was a fan clutch, because the fan clutch on this does leak. See down in there, it is leaking air, and it was not engaging. So what we did on these, you can put a bolt through them and just lock them straight down. No longer need a fan clutch. It's only recommend it if you're having problems with your fan clutch. It will take a couple horsepower away from the truck, but this thing's turned up a little bit. It doesn't even worry about the fan clutch being on all the time. We did get a little leak here by the power steering pump, so we'll have to fix that. Other than that, other than the overheating problem, she did all right. Like I said, we do believe it's the water pump possibly going bad in it. And here, the water pump's up in here. That's a little tight space to get it out of, but we'll get the numbers off of it and get her swapped out. Looks like we have a little coolant leak going on here. That's only for going into the cab anyways, for the heater, so we'll just shut that off. Doesn't want to shut off now. Guess I'll have to pick up a couple. Oh, is it going? Yeah, just turn it 50 billion times. You'll get there eventually. Do both of them. Guess I'll have to buy a couple new valves for it. Because we do want the heater core back working. Up here in the Northeast, it does get quite cold in the winter. And we like to stay warm. Other than that, for just a short little ride we took her on, it wasn't bad. There's still many problems to be sorted out with the truck. I'm going to be sitting around working on some little tidbits here and there. But when we actually get the truck going and actually get it to where it can be driven longer than 3 feet, we'll actually take you guys along and for its first real ride. Probably sometime during the week I'm going to take it down and go get it all cleaned up. Do have to do something with the hood here because the hood's a lovely pain to open and close currently because it hits on the radiator support. That bolt right there hits it. Has it coming down. A couple other things hit here and there. Like this little piece can get caught up here. Just little things. Don't mind the air cleaner being off. It'll be back on. We're waiting for a new one. But other than that, yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. If you guys like what you see, we'll be doing a lot of stuff with, you know, between working on the semis and everything like that. We have quite a few of them already that we've gathered up. This truck will be going to a show work style. That's what we're going for it. I'll go ahead and walk over here and show you guys the other semi that we got. Just kind of hanging around. That truck obviously needs a lot of work. Will be rebuilt. The 9300 Eagle needs a lot of work. We'll be rebuilding the Cat 3406B completely. We're going to order a new head, everything, because we do believe the head gasket has failed in the truck. It does create a little bit of coolant pressure, even just idling. We're going to try to get some of the smaller problems fixed before we tear it in, just so that way we can give it a good shakedown and make sure everything's working. Then we have this old International Lodestar that we have here. It's just a little single axle truck. I don't remember off the top of my head what motor is in it. I do believe it's a... I don't even want to guess. Nothing real special about her yet, other than it's been in Tyler's family for quite a long time. I wish we would have got a video of getting this thing running again. It's just a little single axle truck. You guys wouldn't believe where we found this. Well, not found it. We knew where it was, but where we dug this truck out of. This truck's probably going to become just a little gooseneck hauler. You know, we might still use the fifth wheel every here and there. It's not a sliding fifth wheel, but I have plans to put a sliding fifth wheel on it. I would like to get air ride suspension for it as well. I don't really want the spring ride because that's a very rough suspension. But for the most part, the truck is fairly straight. Not really any rot on the truck. Got some surface rust and everything, some bubbles. We do plan on repainting the whole cab. Again, this one will probably be a little bit more showy than the International 9300 Eagle, just because this truck's probably going to be the one pulling. It's probably going to be the one pulling our gooseneck around with a lot of our toys. Tyler has a show truck, which we will eventually show you guys. And my truck's not really showy. I mean, it's nice, but it's more or less just an old work truck. We got this old girl. It's an old, I believe, 76 F350. It's got a dumping flatbed on it, rack body dump on it. It's got, I believe, a 360 in it. So I believe it's got in it. 5-speed. This truck does run. Me and Tyler just put a new carb on it the other day, just to get her up and running right. The old carb was leaking out of the accelerator pump. We got a couple little plans and ideas that we're going to do with this old girl. Again, this is another one of those trucks that I believe this one actually, Tyler's family has actually owned it since it was brand new. And it's a nice long flat body dump. Got a couple plans we might do with this old girl. Fix her up, maybe make her a little bit of a sleeperish type of deal. Give her some horsepower. We're waiting on to hear about a motor. But most likely, that International Lodestar back there, right? Lodestar, Paystar, Lodestar. The International Lodestar, which is gonna become a showy truck, is most likely gonna pull one of our gooseneck trailers. Might get another one just especially for it. This is our nice Gator Made. Gotta have a little bit of niceness to it. This trailer's new yet. We just bought this not that long ago. But more or less that Paystar International Lodestar is only going to be probably pulling a gooseneck trailer, something similar to this. With it being a single axle semi, we're just going to use it for probably pulling projects around here and there. We do like to do some dumb things with Jeeps. As you guys can see on other videos of the channel, the good old turbo Jeeps. And they're both sitting up there in resting positions. Tyler's purple Jeep there, that's Karma. Then the Grand Cherokee there next to it, ZJ. That's mine, that's optional. Don't know if you guys can really see, but it optional has optioned off a lot of her parts. And she continues to option them off. She was turboed, but not anymore. But we do a lot with, especially diesel trucks and everything like that. Off-road stuff, cars, anything we particularly find fun. You know, we got this old 95 F350. It's hard to keep track of them all the years. I mean, don't mind the Buick. That's just here temporarily on its way to the scrapyard. This truck we thought, we don't know whether or not we're gonna keep it, sell it, do a build on it. Just don't know. It's one of those trucks that we haven't figured out yet. But again, like I said, if you guys think you're gonna like what you see, or like what you see so far, you know, hit that like button, subscribe. Don't want to miss out on any videos. I do know my videos might not be the best yet, but I am going to work on getting better at them and trying to make the best content possible for you guys. But until next time, see you guys later.